something that's really fun to me and challenging and keeps me engaged with my work all the time is that to me, essentially, this is a commission for this space. Like, what would you put in the space and what would you make new? And so I was really excited to take that opportunity. And so this arrangement was specifically had Rockport in mind. The phrase "making ends meet," the title for the show, also has lots of meanings, but my work at first can look so diverse and varied, but really there's just connection after connection after connection. I made this for this exhibit, and the title is of both the model and this piece is The Art of Allowing. It's really about, allowing for new ideas, letting things in, going under, going around, going through. Connections and texture, line making, light, line, and shadow, really, really important to me. I'm really interested in those. I look at making work as like opening a present. So you make a piece and you open that piece of wrapping paper, and then you see the next layer of wrapping paper. So every time you make something, more is revealed and you know more about what you just did. And you don't necessarily know what you're going to do next, but that's my experience of sort of the revelation of things. So I collect phrases from things I hear people say out loud. And in 2008, I started taking those phrases out of my sketchbook and writing them in wax and then casting them in bronze. And then they hang on the wall a couple inches from the wall so that the shadow is like the echo of the person's voice. They're collected moments, really. Depending on how you read the phrase, it can mean something different. I think this piece has a nice way of drawing people in and letting them engage with it for a while. These started out as liquid wax, and I poured them into sheets, cut them into squares. Then each of those squares needed rounded corners by hand. Then each of them needed to have like a really smooth finish on top. So to do that, I use a torch and very carefully set each one up on a little block and carefully torch them all. And just sort of teeters. It can sort of stay that way, or it can go back this way. So those line pieces, they create volume without weight. So the larger ones that you can walk in, around, I always leave a space for the viewer, physically, visually. So the scale of my outdoor works, I'd say range from maybe 6 feet to the largest piece I did with Joe Barrington at Texas Tech University, and it's really an entire plaza. And there's a bear and a bull and these giant stainless steel pipes that emulate the stock market. And then 4 of my phrases go around the outside of the plaza. But I love that these jewelry pieces, I've done bracelets and rings in bronze, depending on how you stack them or stand them, they are models for large-scale pieces. I'm in love with the finish on this. I mean, materials are so much a part of me, I guess, and I think maybe that's why where my interest in tactile things and using my hands in subtlety of color and really nature, because for me, bronze and steel and stainless, they come from the earth, and I think that's where they resonate with me. So much can be reflected in it. It's history, it's time.